It's a pleasure to be talking to you. I'm Professor Jerry Hogle, a distinguished professor in the Department of English here at the University of Arizona, and I'm greatly looking forward to a wonderful experience with the Humanities Seminars program in talking about Gothic literature. I've been here at the University of Arizona for 35 years, since I earned my Ph.D. at Harvard University, and I've long been interested in forms of Romantic literature, about how the world appears when heightened by the most intense level of imagination. And one part of Romantic literature that has fascinated me more and more is Gothic literature, which is novels, plays, and now films about haunted spaces, antiquated spaces where deep dark secrets lie under the surface, ghosts and monsters in those spaces that indicate repressed levels of cultural problems and human psychology. Of course, you're aware of films, television shows, and novels today that deal with these subjects. But it turns out that the Gothic goes way, way back as a form into the 18th century and began with Horace Walpole's The Castle of Otranto in 1764. And in the course that we'll be talking together about, I will be taking you through some of the major classics of how the Gothic got started and how the Gothic got to be a form that we now know. All the way from the Castle of Otranto back in the 18th century to Bram Stoker's original novel Dracula in 1897. And along the way, we'll get to explore what the themes of that Gothic fiction are, what obsessions of the culture at the time those were written the Gothic picks up on, and how the Gothic style of ghosts, monsters, antiquated spaces keeps changing over time from period to period to period. I think I come by this interest honestly because as a child I was very imaginative indeed. I saw all kinds of ghosts and monsters under the bed, in the closet, overhead, creeping through the windows. And so I've always been interested in why people scare themselves when there's nothing really to be scared about. I mean, Gothic stories are stories. The threats are not really there. And yet we let ourselves be scared by reading or watching these kinds of stories because it does something for us that's especially important to us. And I'd like to explore with a Humanities Seminars audience exactly what these scares are. Now, I might say I have had a lot of experience in working with so-called groups in continuing education, people who are long past their initial university education. And I love students like this because they're passionately interested in what we're talking about. They read voraciously, and they really want to find out what's going on in the kinds of works we're talking about and in the kind of cultural history that we're talking about. So I look forward to working with that audience and engaging with them, you, in thinking about what Gothic literature is and does, and what it has done, and why, since the 18th century all the way into the 20th. I want to invite you to join this course on the classics of the Gothic as soon as you can sign up. The Humanities Seminars program has had a great many wonderful courses over the years, and I'm proud to be adding to the total. And I hope you'll come join me and explore the deep, dark secrets of Gothic literature.